Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So the moment you've all been dreading slash waiting for, despite my voicing my doubts about the Tom Ford summer collection, of course I fell for a few pieces. I managed to get down to the Tom Ford counter at Harrods yesterday evening. They had the full collection there. Nothing is sold out, although it was quite interesting to find out those pieces which were selling particularly well. I'll come to that in a minute. But I could test everything out and did so, and I just made a couple of purchases. I didn't predictably get the Weekender, which is the large palette. I was little bit sad about that. Not sad to save some money, but sad in the sense that that's the centerpiece palette and kind of the one that matches the centerpieces of the previous 2 years that I've loved so much. But I couldn't justify it in the end. It's got a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter. I'm not a huge bronzer user anyway, and I really didn't like the shade of the bronzer in the Weekender. It's very, very warm. More than that, I'd say it's positively orange. I really didn't think it was a very subtle shade at all. The blush is a very pretty rosy pink, but nothing spectacular. Most people will have something like it in their collection already. The highlighter, predictably for Tom Ford Estee Lauder these days, was the star product. Really nice highlighter, but you know, I've got a lot of highlighters, so I wasn't going to buy the palette just for that. So get on with it, I hear you cry. This is what I did get. Fairly predictably, the Bicoastal, which seems to be the product that most people are really loving, and again, didn't really need it, but it's a nice product. The usual summer packaging, and this is the Sheer Cheek Duo, they call it. I have to say, not very sheer when I open it and show you. So it's the usual kind of baked jelly powder that they're doing, and they do so well in my view. Two very pretty shades, a cheek colour and highlight. If I swatch for you, you can see not that sheer. It's quite a vivid mid-toned pink, and then a very pretty rosy gold highlighter, which I haven't actually got many highlighters, if any. I'm struggling to think that are that pinky in my collection, so I was able to justify getting this. Now, I would say the texture doesn't seem as soft as the previous jelly formulas that I've got. I pulled out Mood Light here because it's a similar texture. Yeah, they seem much, much softer. Similar, but slightly different. Anyway, haven't worn it yet. Might wear it today. It's quite a nice day to wear a bright blush. But £58, so not cheap. I'll see how I get on with it. At the moment, I wouldn't say just kind of testing it out. Oh my goodness, it's a must have if you're not a great Tom Ford fan. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Then Pink Sand is back, and it's back to stay. So those of you who've listened to me droning on about it as a favourite product for the best part of a year can sigh in relief. If you want to get it, you can save your pennies over time and buy it at your convenience because it's now permanent. I'm not surprised. It's a wonderful product. I will say that I tested out the tester and it seemed very similar to last year's release. I got the companion piece, which is called Pieno Sole. I'm not sure what that means, only something or other. Need to brush up on my non-existent, apart from ordering food, Italian. Let's consider the palettes for a moment, because as I say, this is the companion piece to Pink Sand, the very pretty slim palettes. Here's Pink Sand from last year, and still the same amount of product, 0.17, so it's exactly the same as last year. But this is quite a warm, mid-toned to warm cream gold. Very shiny, good payoff, but very blendable. Now, I dithered about this for a little while. I love the consistency, and the tone is quite good for me. I dithered because I have from several years back this product, which is Bronzed Amber, which was one of the summer collection's stick illuminating cheek colours. I haven't tried these together. Oh, there you go. So you can see actually that one is quite a bit darker, although again you can blend it. I do use this one quite a bit in the summer, but as you can see, I mean, look, I think I've had this since about 2013, and I've got enough product there to see me through till retirement. So I did dither, but I'm happy to see that they are quite different. This one actually looks more forgiving for a paley like me. So yeah, that was probably quite a good buy for me. What else did they have? A whole raft of lip products, both the slightly sheerer lipsticks. I wasn't overwhelmed by any of the colours. I love Rose Soleil from last year. I'm still using that. And they also had these kind of duo colours that have got a different colour in the centre. They're round, a bit like the Dior ones. I've forgotten what they're called. I know a lot of bloggers have quite liked those, but I'm not sure if that's because they've been given those free as the kind of cheaper products. What a cynic I am. One product I wasn't expecting to see because I hadn't read anything about it, which may be my fault. There is a cream product, a big pot of cream called something souffle. I will look this up and put it in the information below. The guy who was serving me seemed a little iffy about what it was, but I mean, basically, it seems to be a moisturiser that gives you a glow. When I tried it, it was suspiciously similar in consistency, appearance, and I have to say, at £70 a pot price, to Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Cream. Without kind of rushing away with the pot to the nearby Charlotte counter, which, had it been in the same room, I undoubtedly would have done. I would say they were the same product, which is odd, isn't it? I mean, Charlotte Tilbury was instrumental in developing the early Tom Ford cosmetics before striking off on her own, and allegedly the Magic Cream is her, secret concoction made in her bathroom at home. Well, I think Tom Ford is producing something very similar as part of this summer range. Very interested if anyone out there has bought it, used it, any views about it, because as I say, I haven't seen much about it, and so that was the kind of product that took me by surprise. There's a bronzing primer which the guy was pushing very hard. Again, not being kind of sun goddess kind of girl, it wasn't really for me. I do like the Tom Ford primer. I'm using one of them fairly consistently at the moment, so I like the formulation, but the warmth of this one was not for me. I prefer the paler ones. Re-promote of the liquid illuminator. Again, my mind's gone blank as to what it's called, but they've brought it out twice before. It's a nice product, but again, too warm for me. And then they've got the new perfume, the Blanc Soleil, which I'd read was kind of like suntan oil in a bottle smell, which wouldn't have bothered me because I quite like that. I have to say, I've got it sprayed on a card here, and I can kind of smell it on the card, and it's a very kind of tuberosy with vanilla creaminess in there. frangipani maybe. The guy said, oh, there's a lot of lime and coconut. I couldn't get really either of those in it. Maybe a bit of coconut, but frankly not enough coconut for me. And when I sprayed it on my skin, I couldn't smell it at all. It was bizarre. There's an oil out of it, if that's what you like, or there's the very expensive fragrance. I will say, as a sidebar, when I was waiting for him to package up, I smelt the Venetian bergamot special blend for the first time, and that was absolutely gorgeous. So expect to see that in a video. I haven't bought it yet, but I'm definitely thinking about it, so that's likely to turn up in a video quite soon. So yeah, those were my purchases. Those were my thoughts. Oh, I should say they've also got the eye duos, the pots with a cream and a powder on the top in a couple of colours, especially the peach and the gold powder, which is so popular and was nearly sold out again. And interestingly, he said those two eye duos were the most popular products in terms of what was selling at the moment. Interesting. Before I shut down this video, can I just say I also had a sniff, totally different range, the Alexander McQueen fragrance, which is exclusive at Harrods at the moment. It's a whopping 280 a bottle, and it's very heavy on tuberose, certainly in the upper notes, and I don't normally like tuberose. But this is quite a haunting fragrance. I'm not sure whether I like it yet, but it's a whopper. I suppose it should be for £280. It's almost like, back to the 80s for one of those fragrances, which is kind of just fills the room with one squirt. This little corner of paper, I can kind of smell almost throughout my apartment. So I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I may come back to talk about this. It's the most beautiful bottle to look at, I have to say. If I were clever, I'd be able to insert a photo, but I'm not sure whether I'll be able to do that. May give it a try. So that was another thing that I smelt in passing. I have made some other purchases from other ranges, but as this is getting a bit long, we'll do those separately. That's Tom Ford. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get anything else from the range. As I say, I'd be really interested for anyone's feedback, particularly on the face souffle, if they've got it, used it, think it's, as I do, a rehash of Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Cream. Anyway, for now, bye from Tom Ford, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.